Today, we are going to make some grass. No, I'm not in Colorado, so it's not going to be that kind of grass. It's our techniques that are so simple and sensible, your mothers have practically built themselves. Hello folks, it's Mad Dog Merv, and today, well, I am on my way to take a look at the site of an old school. Used to be here in Salt Lake City. Has something to do with my family history. I was looking through some family history on my dad's side. One of my aunts that passed away at kind of a young age. And I was doing some research on the schools that she went to and the church that she went to, things like that. And it kind of intersected with some of my dad's young life. There was an elementary school named McKinley that was on State Street in Salt Lake City, not too far from where my dad lived at the time. And so we're going to go take a look at this site of where the school used to be, what's there now. And, well, it had kind of a short history, but a very interesting history. So stick with Mad Dog Merv as we look at the site of the old McKinley School here in Salt Lake City.
The McKinley School sat on a 2.71 acre site at 1864 South State Street. In the late 1800s, a one-room building originally known as the 40th District School, used for all community activities, had a pulpit in one end and a stage on the other, occupied this site. The 40th District School was the only school building in the territory bounded by 9th South on the north, 12th East on the east, 33rd South on the south, and the Jordan River on the west. The accommodations were for up to 100 students in grades 1 through 8, and it was commonly known as the Farmers' Ward School. In 1891, a new four-room building was built in the front of the one-room structure. The rooms were 2 rooms wide and 2 stories high. The name on the front indicated it was the 40th District School. In 1905, Granite School District was incorporated, and the 40th District School trustees deeded the school to Granite School District. In 1908, a new 8-room building was built to the rear of the 4-room building and was known as the Central School. The name was later changed to Burton. Of note for my family, my dad's oldest brother Shelby attended the 4-room school from 1904 to 1908. In 1918, this section of Salt Lake County was annexed into the city. The school site was purchased by the Board of Education and was soon renamed McKinley School. The smaller 4-room building was torn down and extensive remodeling, with 6 new classrooms added to the sides of the larger building, was completed by 1937, along with an auditorium. You can see the building is still in use as a school while they're adding on to it, which is something you just don't see nowadays. This old building is the building that my father attended for several years when he and his family lived on State Street in Salt Lake City. After the additions and the renovation, the McKinley School was now a modern-looking 22,100 square foot building. The average daily attendance in 1938 was 587 students. And you can see it barely looks like its former self. So here is a floor plan of the second floor, which I found very interesting. Of course, the main core of the building, the 8 rooms, were pretty much the same, and this was a design that was used all over the state of Utah. And here is the first floor layout. Again, very interesting to see that and see how they were laid out clear back then. So here's how the building sat on the plot of land. You can see the measurements for the playground, the parking area, where the building sat, kind of how it was oriented. And this is a very nice piece to be able to have and to be able to look at. and aerial pictures, which you will see here in just a little bit, definitely help you to understand this particular plot of land better. So by 1965, the enrollment had dropped to a mere 285 students, and it was deemed no longer viable to keep the school in operation. On June of 1969, McKinley closed its doors, and the school and the building and the property were sold in 1972 for $306,000. And I absolutely love this picture of the building. Can anyone guess why? Well, probably that 67 Mustang parked out front. That's why I love this picture. So anyway, here's the back side of the building. This was sometime after 1969, but well, actually it looks like there's still students there, so it must be while it was still in session in 69. There you go. Gives you some idea. This is on Main Street, so the property went all the way through to Main Street. Now in this photo, this overhead taken way back when, can you spot the school? We'll give you a second. Aha, there it is. You see the grid layout and State Street there in the middle and the school and how it sat there on the property. So the site today is a parking lot for O.C. Tanner. This is the exact spot where the school was and the school site was, and you can see there's just nothing there, but it's part of the grounds for the O.C. Tanner complex, which is a very beautiful set of buildings here. So thanks for joining us, folks, and hope to see you again real soon.